So I love using the Keynote's shapes function to add a variety of different shapes into my presentations and encourage students to do it as well. So it has a myriad of applications inside the classroom, from creating infographics to creating animated scenes out of a novel, to a student just putting the image in there rather than have to search an image from Safari and whatnot. They can just really quickly grab a shape and use it inside Keynote. However, sometimes when we go to Keynote, for example, if I were to type in four-wheel drive, not dollar drive, four-wheel drive, this is the only four-wheel drive that we have in the shapes, and it's like a four-wheel drive of a Jeep. However, up here in the NT, where we do a lot of work, especially out remote, we have a lot of Land Cruiser troop carriers. In this tutorial, we're going to show how we can create our own shapes to add to our shape library. All right, so I don't have the shape I want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open a Safari window. I'm going to open up my Safari, and I am going to search for a troopy. So found a good one down here. All right, so I'm going to use that one. I'm going to go back and split my screen. So I'm going to have Keynote on one side, my Safari window open on another. I'm just going to long tap on the image and drag it across into my Keynote slide. Make it nice and big, and then just tap on it. Don't need to split my screen anymore, so I'm going to get rid of that for the moment. And I'm going to come up here, and what I love about one of the latest updates of Keynote is that you can personalize your taskbar at the top, or your toolbar, sorry, not taskbar, your toolbar at the top. So you'll notice the ones I use quite a bit, I have added up into my customized toolbar. And I've got the log function there, and I've also got, if you have a look, I've got my remove background. So I'm going to just remove the background, and then because I'm about to trace this object, I am going to lock it in place. Now I've got the shape of a troopy there, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab my Apple Pencil, and I'm just going to trace over that shape. I'm actually going to just use the color fill tool right from the get-go, and I'm just going to go around the outline, because what we are looking to do is create a shape that is similar to the shape of a troopy. Okay, so it's going to be all filled in anyway. Now the advantage of having a shape in Keynote, as opposed to just dragging in, say, this image and using it all the time, is that I can fill this shape with whatever color I like. So there's my outline of my troopy. I'm just going to now, just while I'm here, unlock it and delete that one. So I've just got my drawing there. I'm going to again flip my screen and have my Keynote open. My Keynote open next to my internet browser. And you'll notice I'm just going to go into conversion site here that's going to let me convert a PNG file into an SVG file. So you can see all I have to do here is actually long tap on my image till it bounced, drag it over here into Converto, and then press on Convert. Oh, need to select an output, which I'm going to make it SVG, and I'm going to convert that now. So Converto is just a free online conversion tool. It's converting, and once it's done that, I'm going to then download it. So I'm just going to hit download, and it's going to download into my downloads folder, funnily enough. So here I've got it there. So what I'm going to do is, while I'm waiting for that, I'm just going to add another blank slide on my Keynote, and I'm going to then just long tap on that PNG file from my downloads and drag it back in. Now it is called PNG image. Sorry, I shouldn't have said PNG file, because that's not what it is anymore. Now that file, whilst they look exactly the same, that second one, sorry, no longer need my split screen. Let's get as much real estate as we can so we can demo this properly. Okay, so there is one trick that you have to remember here. Once I click on that image that I've just dragged in, which is now a vector file, it's no longer a PNG file, it is a SVG file. And once I click on that, I need to come up to my paintbrush, and by default it's usually in style here. I need to come across to arrange, and I need to break apart. Now once I've done that, now I can actually double click or long tap on my shape and come across and add to shapes. And you'll notice that my troopy shape is now one of my shapes there. If I long tap inside that, I get to rename, and I'm just going to call it troopy. And maybe so that I am going to have more luck when I search, I'll call it four-wheel drive Troopy and tap on return, and away we go. So now, if I wanted to add a Troopy into my slide, I could go into my search. But this time when I type in four-wheel drive, I get an option, and I've got my one there. Now the beauty of making a SVG or a vector file and adding it to your shapes is that you have the ability now to color fill it in any way, shape, or form you wish. So previously, when it was a drawing a PNG file, there was very little you could do with it. However, this acts like any other shape in Keynote now, and I can come through and color fill it, add a border to it, just make it look really cool, make it look really personalized, and get quite creative with my Troopy. So I hope that was helpful. You can create your own bank of shapes. Yes, there's hundreds in there, as I mentioned, but it's really cool to be able to create your own. Enjoy exploring Keynote and continuing to find different ways to add to it.